Welcome to Muddy River Mornings. I'm Bob Goff.
And I'm Brittany Bull.
And we've got a very busy show for you today, but most importantly, we're going to first talk about food.
Yes, that's how we start off our day usually, especially on our Friday mornings, with food, great food from Crazy Cakes. And today we're doing a little something special. This time around, I think we are going to do something called a bucket list. And why is that, Bob?
Because coming up this weekend, it's National Bucket List Day. You're supposed to pick things off of your bucket list, and I took something off the menu that I'd always wanted to try but hadn't tried, and that's the Crazy Monty sandwich from Crazy Cakes. It's got all the good Italian stuff on it. It's got prosciutto, it's got the capricoli, it's got provolone, it's got all the good stuff in it. The good Italian stuff, nice and spicy. It is fantastic, and I'm going to really chow into that when we're all said and done here. So I don't eat on camera. That's her job. So
Don't you forget that.
So anyway, we want to thank our friends at Crazy Cakes and also their delicious coffee that they also supply us with as well. One of the things that Crazy Cakes and all the local businesses here who have restaurants participate in is the food and beverage tax.
That is true, and that has been one of the top stories this week, Bob. It's coming back into play. It's kind of just beginning its discussions. The Sunset Clause, I believe it's the end of May 25th. I could be wrong on that, but
it's coming up. We know that.
I kind of have that one embedded in my head.
Right, yeah.
It's one of my favorites. So this time around, we are discussing what exactly it's going to go for. The first time around, some people like to refer to it as the slush fund, but it went to mostly something called Bet on Q. And that is where different tourism came to town. We bet on it. Like when I say we bet on it, we decided in a council, there was a separate council to decide which of these programs would get this funding and which would not. And I think they're looking at possibly doing a different thing around. Like now with the talks of a sports complex, they're thinking maybe we could go this route. And then there are other people that are saying maybe we could just focus on existing businesses in town and helping those. And then, of course, it goes back to tourism, which is what I think we all thought it was originally designed for.
Oh, absolutely.
However, that's still questionable, as we've heard from Club Muddies in the past.
No, that was the primary goal, and that was kind of the big selling point of it when they enacted it. So that's all coming up. That discussion, of course, will be happening here soon. The new mayor will be one of the things she'll get to tackle when she takes over on May 5th. So
speaking of tourism,
yes,
this brings up a story that we just covered. It was one of our great top stories. There's a new upholstery business. Make sure to check that out on the news site. Some of the things that they're upholstering are cars and boats.
Well, you need tourism, you need cars to get here if you're going to drive here, and we would like boating to be a more active part of our tourism platform portfolio. So I think that it does tie in a little bit, and judging from the Facebook comments on this is a needed service in the community.
Absolutely. We found our Club Muddy guests for next week based on the idea of bringing tourism through boats, bringing tourism through fishing.
Yeah, he's more a hunter-fisher guy, so we're going to talk about some things he's involved with that really should help be a big boost to the hunting and fishing industry around here. And
speaking of Club Muddy,
yes,
our Club Muddy guest this week is none other than April Azate, which kind of leads off with the last of our top stories this week, the Hannibal runoff.
We don't have to mess with another election for a year.
I can just see it on your face.
Next spring. Thank God. So yes, April Azate came away with the win in the runoff. She will be the councilwoman in Hannibal's 2nd Ward, and we will have some fun with her, talking to her today on Club Muddy. So now we will take our break, and when we come back, we'll talk about all the programs that we have for you coming up here on MuddyRiver.tv.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Hi, my name is Kylie McLaughlin. I am the Director of Clinical Research for Blessing Health System. That's right, doctors do clinical research right here at Blessing. They work with patients to test new medications or devices before they are approved for use nationwide for a wide range of diseases. Doctors and patients have participated in a number of clinical trials since our department opened 4 years ago, including in the fields of cancer and heart care, the brain, lungs, and bladder. Most times, doctors invite patients with particular conditions to consider joining a clinical trial. There are many medical requirements patients must meet to qualify for participation. Those who are qualified to participate in a clinical trial are treated like VIPs, receive care from the top healthcare providers in our area, and they help to improve healthcare for everyone in our community. For more information, go to the website on your screen.
Women are exceptional. In the workplace, in the home, in the community, we fill so many roles vital not only to our success, but also the success of those around us. We deserve health care that is as exceptional as we are. Blessing Health meets the varied needs of every woman, from OB/GYN care and breast health to pediatrics for those of us who have little ones in our life. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way.
Muddy River Engraving has been fantastic to work with, especially when I need something last minute, quickly. Andrew has just been fantastic to get me everything I need in a very quick, effective manner.
We work in a fast-paced industry, so for us, the fact that he personally delivers to it, that's one of the best things, and always comes through ahead of schedule.
What do I love about Muddy River Engraving? I love that Andrew supports the businesses that work with him. We'll see him in here almost every week, and that's nice that two people are helping each other out, pushing each other's product.
Welcome back. We've got a lot of great content coming up for you on our MuddyRiver.tv platforms. Business Spotlight, Tyler Holt from Nutrition HQ stops by. He had some samples of some goodies that Ron and I got to try. Nice. Good stuff.
The first time I missed out on food, are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, you also missed out on the biscuits and gravy last week, too, that you chastised me about. So, also, Frankie Say, Dr. Justin Coffey from Quincy University stops by. They talked about tariffs and all kinds of stuff like that. All that stuff that Frankie really likes to talk about. He got to kind of nerd out with Dr. Coffey a little bit on that.
I do enjoy seeing when Frank gets to nerd out.
Yeah.
And I actually learn a thing or two sometimes when I listen to that one.
Justin Coffey's a great guy to talk to. We love it whenever any of us have him on. So you had a very special coffee talk too.
Yes. So this past week I had a coffee talk with, of course, my partner in crime, Ashley. But we had a guest. We don't normally do guests on coffee talk, but something that we like to do is bring in what's in the news, and I do love the way you titled that. What was that again?
Don't park you can't park your con in your yard.
So coffee talk is our play on SNL, and we like to joke around. But what we like to do also is just bring light about certain situations that are in town. And this one came to us, obviously, on Facebook. And an old friend of ours, Mackenzie Belay, came to chat with us about why she got a certain city ordinance in the mail. And we're going to have a follow-up with that on our next coffee talk with
Michael Seaver.
Michael Seaver.
From the city of Quincy. So he'll be able to tell you why you can't park your car in your yard. So speaking of cars, they're going to go vroom vroom all around in circles this weekend out at Quincy Raceways.
Is that what they're going to do?
Vroom vroom, you betcha. Steve Einger and I did the first Beyond the Bull Ring podcast. And Steve and I have kind of talked about the start of the racing season, the tremendous amount of improvements they've had out there. Jeff DeLonge and Chance Bailey, the whole gang out there have just done. It looks like a brand new racetrack. It really does. So we also talked to Chance a little bit to get his side of it. And Steve and I and probably Shane Halsey will be involved in that podcast every week from Quincy Raceways. And, of course, that's brought to you by B-Dry Roofing and also by Quincy Raceways. And
probably catch me in the background sipping on some of those margaritas.
Yes. Yes, they'll have plenty of stuff for you to sip on out there. That's true. But you want to make sure you have your hand over the thing though, so you don't get dirt or dust in your drink.
I've heard this.
Yeah, you definitely want to do that.
You know, I think they make covers for that. So
Yes.
I'll just go ahead and Amazon those and pass those out.
That's a good plan.
Everyone's
Put
got
it in your Stanley cup.
Or yeah.
There you go.
Well, we got to
Problem
double check
solved.
on that if we can bring the Stanley cups out there.
You can bring out empty cups to fill. Yes.
All right.
Just they got to be empty when you go in though.
Okay.
All right.
Coming up next, we have sports with Shane Halsey, brought to you by Neiman's.
Hey there, Muddy Buddies. Happy Friday. Muddy River Sports Writer Shane Halsey here. Can you believe it's already the last Friday of April? That doesn't seem possible. But you know what that means. We're getting close to postseason time. Just a few weeks left until the teams in the area embark on their postseason journeys. And some teams are making some late season pushes, getting hot at the right time. We love to see that. Plenty of action around the area on the baseball and softball diamonds, on the track, on the soccer pitch, on the golf course as well. Exciting times, and you can feel the weather start to warm up and the intensity start to ramp up as well as we get into postseason play. You can catch all the coverage on MuddyRiverSports.com and on Facebook and Twitter as well, or X as it's called now. So keep up with us on all the socials and on MuddyRiverSports.com, and we'll be bringing you all the action as we quickly approach postseason play, I should say. And hope you take us along your journey wherever you may be. And if you're reading us on the go, reading us at home every morning, we greatly appreciate that. We work really hard here at Muddy River Sports and Muddy River News to bring you the best coverage we possibly can. So hope you enjoy your Friday. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and May will be here before you know it, and then summertime will be here before you know it. Cannot believe we're already almost summertime, but we got some spring sports to wrap up before we get to that point. So we hope you can join us along this journey. We love having you along, and if you have any story ideas, feature ideas, Shane/Shuck on a Truck ideas, be sure to send those our way at sports@MuddyRiverNews.com. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Tax time has passed, but now is the time to start for next year. The secret to a smooth, stress-free tax season? Great record keeping.
That's right. Good records aren't just for big businesses. They're essential for everyone. Keeping track of your income, expenses, and deductions year-round can save you time, money, and headache.
Imagine this. You're filing your taxes, and instead of scrambling to find receipts or statements, everything you need is at your fingertips.
Sounds amazing, doesn't it? And it's easier than you think. Start with a simple system. Use folders for paper records, organize digital records on your computer, and keep track of everything from charitable donations to business expenses.
And don't forget about those handy tax apps. Many tools can track expenses, scan receipts, and even sync with your bank accounts all year long.
Great records don't just make filing easier. They also help you claim every deduction you're entitled to, maximize your refund, and stay compliant with IRS guidelines.
Need help getting started? That's what we're here for. At V&R Accounting, we specialize in helping you organize your financial records so tax time is a breeze.
From tips on what to save to professional tax prep, we've got you covered. Visit vnrtax.com or call 217-222-6568 to learn more.
Start keeping better records today. It's the easiest way to make next year's taxes stress-free.
Hi, I'm Glenn Swick, Designated Managing Broker at Swick Realty. And if you're a pet owner planning to sell your home, you're not alone. Pets are part of the family, but when it comes to selling, you'll want to take a few extra steps to make your home appealing to all buyers. First, clean thoroughly. Pet hair, odors, and stains can be a turnoff for buyers. Vacuum carpets, clean furniture, and use air fresheners or pet-safe odor removers to keep your home smelling fresh. Next, minimize signs of pets. Store toys, beds, and food bowls out of sight during showing. This helps buyers focus on your home, not your pets. During showings, relocate your pets. Take them for a walk to a friend's house or to a pet daycare to ensure they're safe and buyers can tour the home without distractions. With a little planning, selling your home with pets doesn't have to be stressful. Need more tips for selling your home with pets? Reach out today. I'm here to make the process smooth for you and your furry friends.
Big Shady Wayne to that. And now we're going to head over to, I think, the weather and what's it supposed to be like to your predictions, Bob?
Well, we just let Brent handle that. But did you know, last week we had tornadoes actually touched down in Adams County.
On 420, and it wasn't just me.
That's right. Yeah, you weren't the only tornado in town. But we also had some go by Nathaniel Jones's house up north of town as well. So yeah, he called them naders. Had some naders go by. Naders. So
that's the Midwest.
Must
or
be.
Maybe the Farm and Home.
That is. I think that's the Farm and Home slogan for tornadoes. So speaking of Farm and Home, here's Nathaniel and Brent Clare with How's the Weather Up There.
Ready? Right, here's a joke. Ready?
Okay, ready.
Okay. So why did the weatherman refuse to predict rain?
I don't.
He didn't want to dampen anybody's spirits. Hi, I'm meteorologist Nathaniel Jones. This is meteorologist Brent Clare. This is How's the Weather Up There with your weekend forecast. A lot to get to because there's a lot of weekend events, including something happening at Farm and Home Supply. But I saw a couple of 80 degrees in your forecast in a 5-day forecast. That's crazy.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we got a front coming through tonight on Thursday night, so there's a chance for showers later on this evening. But today, all day, Thursday should be good. And then we should be able to get out early enough that Friday and Saturday, most of the day, should be pretty clear. Looking forward to that. And then we see another little disturbance come through Sunday. See, we got to have that rain
chance
on Sunday to fulfill all prophecy. So yeah, mark the calendar.
7
guys.
Sundays, right? It rains
yeah.
on Easter, 7 Sundays after that. We'll see.
So we'll see. And then hopefully it's an early one. It's in, it's out, it's done, and the rest of the day is fine. And then the Monday, we're looking like 84 degrees. But with that comes chance for some strong storms on Monday night. Storm Prediction Center already has when they go, they have a day 1, day 2, day 3, and then they have a 4 to 8. And anytime that you have a 30% chance on the 4 to 8 range, that means something big is coming. So now it's just to our northwest. It's more for Iowa than us, but it's close enough that we're watching this. So Monday night and Tuesday, we're going to watch very closely to see what that is going to entail for us. But the great news, if you want to kind of the cherry on the top here, the first 2 weeks of May appear to be above normal in temperature and below normal in precipitation.
Nice. What did the onion say about May? Was it supposed to be wet or supposed to be dry?
It was supposed to be dry. So hopefully the onion actually works for once. So because in March and April, it was completely wrong. So if we get through, I'm hoping that if we get through next Monday, we should be on a good, 6 to 10 day a stretch of pretty decent temperature. So if you are around anyone in the farming industry, just stay away from them for the next 2 weeks because they're going to be busy. We're going to be very, very busy. So hopefully, and again, just getting things to dry out just enough right now to get in, and then if we get these small showers, we can patch in from there. So so yeah, looking forward to maybe getting the planning progress done in the first week or so of May.
Yeah, and good start to May. You got Dogwood Parade next weekend as well, so lots of weekend activities kicking off now. So.
Yep. So we got a lot of things coming. A lot of things as we move into. Let's see, we got proms this weekend. What else? There's just you name it. There's something else going on. And welcome to spring, right?
Yeah. So every weekend you got to mow the yard, do something outside.
Oh, mow the yard.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you are looking for a garden, though, I will say bring up Green Weekend at your local Farm and Home Supply. The biggest plant sale of the year. So whether you got veggies, you got shade trees you want potted plants, you want hanging baskets, all of it's on sale. Topsoil. You just got to do some digging yourself.
Topsoil.
Topsoil, yeah.
You have 500 acres of topsoil?
Probably not that much. Just a little bit, but not that much. So that's this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at your local Farm and Home Supply. So great time to get outside in order to do that.
Yeah,
so.
and again, the weather is getting good, so we can start planting those things too. So
that's right.
The one thing I always want to do every now and then, the mind kind of wanders when you're doing other things in the farm industry. Elevated beds, and basically what it is taking if you've ever been around those, they call them big totes. They're about 4 foot square. About come in half, fill them with dirt, and then you can just pick them up and move them wherever you want to.
Yeah.
And then if you want to, you can just pick them up and then weed it and then set it back down again. So,
it's a mobile garden.
There you go.
Nice.
So,
So we talked about last week of heading into Easter and the potential for severe storms, and we did have severe storms.
My goodness. Yeah.
So a couple of tornadoes, correct? One in Fall Creek area, one in Camp Point. EF zeros both?
Yes, both EF zeros. So a little bit of backup to that. What happened was it wasn't a cold front, it was a warm front that caused these storms. And I was telling a lot of people that in the past I've learned never turn your back on a warm front. One perfect example of this was Rochelle, Illinois. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. I think it was 2015. That was a warm front tornado, produces an EF4 tornado. And it just goes to show you do not need a cold front to do that. Well, the atmosphere was like that all day. You had the instability, and then you had that change of wind as that was moving up, and then it was right next to where the low pressure system and the cold front connected to that warm. It's something we call a triple point. It's where you have the most rising motion and the most churn in the atmosphere at the same time. So that just yields to any storm produces. So a few things that happened. One, it was embedded lines, which meant that you couldn't really see the individual storms. Secondly, we were so far away from the radar in St. Louis, so we weren't able to see lower down. And third, they were rain wrapped. The worst type of tornadoes, because obviously, how can you see it if all you see is this wall of rain coming towards you? So we saw we actually had a spotter down at Fall Creek who had a good, he was actually underneath the tornado while it was in the air, so funnel cloud. But he was actually underneath that and had a first identification, so we had good warning activation there. Unfortunately, we had to do a lot of the warnings ourselves here in Adams County. We couldn't get the warnings from St. Louis quick enough. That's another issue, but no fault to anyone. It's just the way things work. Secondly, we saw the indication on radar for the Camp Point Golden Coatesburg tornado. And we went ahead and we had activated sirens for this, but we had a malfunction somewhere. So we did actually get a siren activation before a warning was issued. So we were well aware of the storms, but again, when they're moving that fast too, it's hard to get that 60 miles per hour. That's a mile a minute. And if you live 10 minutes away, 10 minutes is a short amount of time when it comes to a lifetime of a storm.
Yeah, especially a fast-moving storm like that one. And it was a double combo. I live in Camp Point. Tornado touched down about 100 yards away from my house. And majority of the town, there was maybe a malfunction in the siren, but also the phones never went off, which most of the time, new technology, you could rely on, hey, I'll get an alert whenever there is a tornado warning, but the grid was off by about a mile and a half.
Right.
So a lot of people like myself are on the north side of Camp Point, never got that cell phone alert either. So it just it came out, what you'd say, you're kind of watching it, but to know it actually is here with being rain wrapped, it's tough to tell sometimes.
Very much so. And that's why we always say heed all warnings, because you never know what you can see, what you can't. So talking about the polygon again, so National Weather Service actually draws it out on a map. And that line, they just kind of roughly say where it's at, well, the GPS coordinates inside that line match up to your phone, and if you're in it, you're in it. If
they
you're
extend
not,
that bubble just a little bit to be safe.
And that was the difference. you know, which they are looking at right now and thinking, well, maybe we should have, you know, because it was so close to a major city. You know, I say, well, any populated center.
area.
I should be rephrase that. Maybe they should be
proactive
and go ahead and say, hey, let's just go do that. So, but the other thing was, I was wondering why we didn't at least have a severe thunderstorm warning. At least give those texts to come out. You know, actually, I'm not sure we did or not. But the wireless emergency alerts though only are for, I believe, tornado warnings.
Right.
So unless you have a service, you know, that that some of the local TVs offer, or even National Weather Service does too, that will give you any alert. So like they'll text alert for that. So, but again, it was just a good example of, you know, always being weather aware. Did we in the weather world do our best to give pre-notice? Yeah, maybe not. It was Easter. We were kind of doing our own thing. And we thought, well, we don't want to get people hyped up and then have nothing happen. Well, we got bit pretty good on that one. Because I was watching that for a few days. And I was like, man, should I put out a notice or should I not? And it's like, nah, everyone's not paying attention to their phones.
Right. And they got stuff to do. Don't want to impinge on something that they're already doing. But
when you have 50 people in a house for Easter dinner and there's a tornado coming, maybe we should have pushed it harder. So, there's a little bit of learning for all of us. You know, this is obviously not a perfect event for anyone, including us in the weather world. We feel a little bit of defeated that we did not do more proactive alerts. So maybe we'll see a little bit more discussion coming in next Monday. So we might actually see some more videos,
some more scrutiny on the system.
That. So and of course, the more you scrutinize, the less it happens.
True. It's one of those perfect storms where, hey, this one did get warm and now it's a tornado, but then all the rest of the tornadoes, warnings, then you won't have one for the rest of the summer. You never know.
We will know exactly what to do, and now we won't have anything. With that said, though, I still believe that at the end of May, we'll see a return to a severe weather season again. So I think the first 2 weeks of May are going to be quiet. The second 2 weeks are going to be active. So don't... And there's another crackpot theory I always have is follow the full moon. Is usually the full moon you had that big bang and then everything just stops. We're not there right now, so we'll have to watch it. So it's interesting. I tell you what, I could talk to you for hours about weather, but then no one will ever watch these videos.
Short snippets, short bursts. That's what we want.
Absolutely. So.
Welcome back. Muddy River Mornings is driven by Hess Auto Agency. I want to thank our friends out there for their sponsorship. Did you know that the Quincy Public Library has a new auto or a new mobile?
Oh.
It's actually a bookmobile.
Oh my gosh, Bob. The bookmobile.
Do you remember the bookmobile when you were a kid?
Do I remember it? I can smell it now.
Well, I think this new one will smell much better. It'll probably have that new car smell.
I bet, but you know, I kind of love that nostalgia. That's like one of my core memories, and hopefully maybe this smell becomes the children's core memory if they get to experience it.
Well, there you go. You can take Mayla to that. And here's Ron Kintriff to tell us more about the bookmobile.
It's Muddy River TV.
Hi, this is Ron Kintriff. We are taking the Book Nook experience outside for the first time ever because the Quincy Public Library has their mobile library with us, and the mobile librarian.
Yes.
Gina Miller was with us here today. Talk about, you guys got to be thrilled that this is finally here.
Yeah, it's been a long wait. Custom construction and the wait for the bookmobile have been no joke.
Yeah.
And we are really excited that the mobile library is here and on the streets of Quincy, ready to serve the community.
Yeah, it's been like 20 years since you guys have had something like this.
Yeah, since 2003 when the old bookmobile was taken out of service. And then plans have been in the works for this bookmobile since 2022.
Yeah, it sounds like the community really rallied behind getting another one of these here, didn't it?
Yeah, the entire project has been funded by the community, by private organizations and private individuals.
So how much input did you guys here in Quincy have in the coloring and the design and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, so the inside of the bus and like the physical construction of the bus was all proposed by Matthews Specialty Vehicles, the company that made the bus, working with the administration at the time. And then when we got to the exterior wrap, then our marketing director worked with a local designer to come up with a design that would reflect the brand of the library and the mission of the mobile library.
Yeah, I noticed the colors are pretty much similar to what you guys have used in the past. So is the goal of this thing to replicate the experience if I went into the library or brought my grandkids into the library?
Yeah, so we really want to have as many components of the library as possible on wheels, focusing on how the library can better serve underserved areas of our community that traditionally can't make it to the library for any number of reasons.
Okay, and it's not just for kids. You're not just not for schools and things like that.
Right, not just for kids. We have 3 main areas of focus with our service. One is after school programs, one is early literacy, so daycares and preschools. And another one is community living facilities, like senior living facilities like Sunset Home and Good Samaritan Home and Curtis Creek Retirement Center.
So you could check out books here, right?
Yes,
and
you
then
can.
do you return them back here, or how's that work?
You can check out books here and you can return them here at any of our book drops or at the main branch.
So let's say I'm looking for a book, I'm a senior living someplace, if you don't have that book, can you make a request and then that book would be there the next time you come?
We can put books on hold for you, and just like we can get books at the main branch from any of our partnered libraries around the state, those same resources are available to patrons on the mobile library.
So it's also a wireless hotspot, right? So that's obviously technology is taking a step forward.
Yeah, so that was one of the things we wanted to do with the mobile library because many of our patrons come to the main branch for technology access.
Can we go inside?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go inside. Come on, guys. Okay, so we're inside the mobile library, books everywhere. Obviously, it is a mobile library, but you have Daniel Steele here. We've noticed some James Patterson.
Sure do.
Tons of kids stuff too. So
lots of kids books, picture books, easy readers, board books, plenty of nonfiction. And then on the other side, we've got juvenile graphic novels, kids chapter books. We've got YA for our teens and adult fiction and nonfiction, including a large selection of large type.
So how hard was it to figure out what to put in here? Obviously, I live in space, but I asked you a question about some of the James Patterson stuff. Well, we don't have that in here. So was there a lot of research, or you just start grabbing stuff?
A lot of research, a lot of communicating with other libraries about what similar vehicles with similar service models have used, and then figuring out what we wanted those proportions of our collection to be. And then, of course, what you see on the bus right now is only about a third of what we have.
Oh, really?
Right. There's more that's in the main branch downstairs that is earmarked as part of the mobile library collection. So as these items check out, that's where we'll restock from.
So
that Patterson book you mentioned, it's probably on the shelf right now, on its way to the mobile library as soon as there's space on that shelf. Or a patron's checked it out, and then it'll just be circulating back on
I'm
the bus.
assuming you're going to have like a separate checkout system for the library versus the primary library, right?
Yeah. So
and you can check out stuff here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and again, wireless access. Folks, when they come, they can sit outside and do whatever they want to do on their mobile device. Phones can hook up to this too. So this is pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
And is that a printer folks can use?
It is. Yeah. So right now we'll be able to offer printing, scanning, and copying for patrons, just like at the main branch. And we hope to be able to offer faxing soon.
Okay, cool. Wow. Okay.
I know, right?
Back to the 1990s.
I know, but that is a thing that we're one of the few
places
that people can do that for free.
All right, and I'm fairly tall. I can fit, and you offer movies also that could be rented out of here too, right?
Movies and audiobooks.
Oh, wow, cool.
One of the things we're really excited to have is audiobooks called Playaways. This is like an all-in-one audiobook unit. Like instead of having to put a CD in a CD player, you can just plug in earbuds to the unit, and then you can just throw this in your bag when you're going in the car or wherever.
Do you have those for kids too?
We sure do.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
All right, well, thanks for the hospitality of letting us come in here, Gina.
Yeah, thanks for coming on board with us.
Yeah, going to have a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, we sure are.
All right, this has been a mobile book nook in the mobile library.
Yep.
Gina Miller, the mobile librarian. I'm Ron Kincher, the mobile reporter with Muddy River News.
Welcome back. We've got a busy week next week coming up too. We've got all of our monthly winners we have to announce.
Absolutely. So at the end of the month, every month, we have the birthday of the month. Now we have the pothole of the month. And then, of course, from the Quincy Humane Society, we get to bring in the pet of the week at the end of the month in studio. And I know that's one of Ashley's favorite segments. So make sure to this week get in your pothole registrations. Now what that is again is we will post Delta Tire's Pothole of the Month article, and in the comment section on Facebook is where you have your registration opportunity. You must take a picture of a pothole yourself. No memes, no comments. And once again, you have lots of opportunity to do so. Right now, again, I think I had about 8. So this month is a close calls because it is based on your likes. The most likes wins the free alignment from Delta Tire, and we thank them for that sponsorship. We'll also have the birthday of the month winner. That is brought to you by Scotty's Fun Spot, and it's a big one. We have had great sponsors in the past. This one is donating a $50 gift certificate to Scotty's, and that's not only to just your skating, your games. I found out it's for those Jose Cuervo margarita slushies as well.
But use it on your kids and take them skating or let them play some games.
Yeah, of course.
No birthday parties though. You can't use it on a birthday party. That's the one stipulation.
Man, they have so much to offer.
It's a lot of fun out there.
The summer coming up, definitely check them out. And finally, like I said, the Quincy Humane Society Pet of the Week, we will have that showing on our Daily Muddy Tuesday morning, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for Ashley this week.
And wrapping up, you got to have some fun on one of your Taste of the Towns.
Bob, this Taste of the Town was a 3-course meal, no joke. It was...
I think the segment could have been a 3-part series. It was very long.
Listen.
It was very good, but it was very long. And you guys had fun with Jay.
It's called an episode. It is. So that's the other thing. This is Muddy River TV. Whenever anybody wants to say, hey, do you have a TV channel? Yeah, we do. It's on the internet. We're making internet TV. We make these segments. They are housed there all the time. If you want to search for a certain something or a certain somebody, there is a search bar. It's very easily to navigate. But again, this past one, it was with our friends from the patio. I got course 1, course 2, course 3, and maybe courses more, and more and more.
You had a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was so much fun, and those guys are so much fun. They're so out of this world, out of at least our Quincy world.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely know how to entertain. They know how to put forth. I mean, they're also Hollywood. They're also Broadway producers, so they know how to put on a show.
It's also Hollywood. I can't wait to talk to them in the near future.
Yeah.
I hear that they're producers with my daughter's favorite Jonas brother.
Really?
Yes. Don't ask me which one because I can't remember.
Joe Bros. All right. Well, anyway, so here's a quick snip from this past week's Taste of the Town.
All right. So every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., we serve Quincy's most fabulous brunch, including.
He's very competitive. He's very Jay likes Jay.
Well, I understand, but I am sitting here like, look at that thing.
The largest cinnamon roll in Quincy.
Thank you so much once again for inviting me to taste all your goodness. Okay, you guys can put bigger bites later. I'm being small.
You're being so modest with this big old cinnamon roll.
We are so full, Jay.
We've done the damn thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still proud of us for keeping it going.
That is so good.
Look at
Yeah. And
real quick, I'm going to turn this plate so you can see the inside.
Yep.
Look at that.
You had too much fun there.
Don't give away my secrets. I enjoy my Taste of the Towns. It's one of the highlights of my job. It's one of the highlights, I think, of Muddy River TV. Not to mention our Muddy River TV cribs. That's another favorite of mine, and I believe we're going to have a special one coming up next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun there, too. So that about does it for all the time we have this week. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you again next week right here on Muddy River News.
Bye.